Yo, right now you listening to the Cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is total non-stop impact. Don't you dare miss a listen. Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact, Impact Talk for Impact fans. This is Trent, solo again, everybody, this week. My apologies, some scheduling issues with Kyle and myself. He's going through some stuff. He's busy. He's a busy guy. The scumbag's busy, everybody. Kyle, the scumbag janitor, is busy. He's got some things going on, but I'm here, and I had to get this in because, guys, I'm leaving for Austin, Texas on Thursday. AAW, the company I work for, is flying down to Austin, Texas to run a show. A lot of Impact talent on that show, guys. Sami Callihan, the Rascalz, to name a few. But I am going. So I had to get this up. This had to be in no later than like now because it's not going to have a chance to be done. And next week is going to be hellacious. I'm all over the place. Austin. I'm going to be in LA. I don't know when the hell I'm going to have time to lay this down. But I get back hopefully next week. I'm warning you guys now. Next week's going to be late. It's going to be before Impact's new episode, but it'll be late. But stick with us. Just listen. It'll be there, I promise. When I get home, I'm going to do it right away. Anyway, guys, we are back. Or I am back, I should say. And here to talk some Impact Wrestling, the May 24th, 2019 edition of the show, live from the ECW Arena, a.k.a. the 2300 Arena in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This was part of the Philly tapings. And I'm here to break that show down. Quick one, like last week, I fit it all into about 36 minutes. It was pretty good, 36 minutes, exactly. Got the whole summary in. You guys were great. The play counts were fantastic. So thanks for listening. I really appreciate you guys, joining me without Kyle. It's never the same without the sound bites and stuff. But, I do miss my co-host. He's the best. He's my buddy. But, hey, things come up. But, guys, let's break the show down. I am front row. Can I mention that real quick? I am front row at these tapings. If you look straight the hard cam and to the right, you see a cute blonde. And next to the cute blonde is me. It's Beauty and the Beast. That's me. I'm front row, all these tapings. So I got a first-hand account of everything that happened. And I have some insight. I'm not going to give anything away. There's still a couple episodes left. I'm actually going to do a Philly live reaction pod with my girlfriend, Nurse Nicole, who was the blonde next to me on those tapings. We're going to do a little pod together. I'm going to make her do her podcast debut, and we're going to talk about the Philly experience. It was a really fun time. We got to hang out with some friends in the locker room. It was cool. So definitely we're going to be out there, but we'll give you guys some reaction to that and let you know how it all went. But total blast overall, guys. But yeah, this was a good show, man. May 24th. 2019. This was part of that whole set. There's one more to go until we hit. Oh no, two more to go until we hit. They're back in Melrose for the Melrose Ballroom taping. So that's going to be New York, then back to Philly, and this takes us all the way to Slammiversary. So there is a lot going on with Impact Wrestling right now. Fun stuff. We're looking to really get some really good action, and there's a lot of good. Basically, you got to set up Slammiversary in the next couple of weeks. So pay attention to everything that's going on right now, guys, because this is going to be really, really cool. But in any case, let's run through the show, guys. So yeah, again, front row to the right, you'll see me, long hair, beard. That's me. That's me reacting. Well, guys, the show opened up. Sami Callihan, Fallah, Bahh. Now I was just on Smash This Podcast, which is our buddy Jaybone's podcast. And he asked me to jump on and do his Impact review with him. He does a live show, YouTube premiere show. And I jumped on with him right before I'm taping this, actually. And he's done a lot with us. If you guys I know you guys like Jaybone. He's the best. But we did a little breakdown. And we brought up in this match right here how on paper it looked crazy. It's like Sami Callihan, Fallah, Bahh. Like, how good can this be? And how awesome was this match? Fallah, Bahh looked phenomenal. I mean, ever since he had that match with Austin Aries last year and blew everybody's mind, he has stepped up. I mean, he has gotten the singles push. The guy can go. His cardio is fantastic for his size. He is a very, very talented individual, man. And what a great match. Sami is, in my opinion, Sami Callihan is the best in the world today. He is the most hardworking. The guy's a hustler. He is out there doing it everywhere. He's on every. I mean, how many shows is Sami Callihan on right now? I mean, that's mind-boggling what he's doing. But he can work with anybody, and so it was great. He's a disgusting son of a bitch though, with the foot biting and all that stuff. I mean, Fallah's got some nasty feet. Let's be honest. Men have nasty feet in general. Fallah's are disgusting, and Sami Callihan is sitting there biting them. That's several times. Sick, but a fantastic match, you guys. Sami wins with a cactus driver using the ropes. And did you guys notice how smart he was the way he did it? He can't get Fallah up in a traditional pile driver. So he drapes him across the ropes and spikes him off the ropes. Genius psychology. I don't know how many people picked up on that, but that to me was like, you can even see me on camera. I turned to Nurse Nicole next to me, and I go, how brilliant was that? How he pulled it off. And we're just like, wow, that was cool. So, no, definitely a great finish. It's, Fallah's not hurt by the loss. Sami needed a win. You know, I think Sami needs to progress. OVE's got to be very strong. They are a top act right now. They got to be strong. So it was an odd match, but it worked out. You know, OVE got involved in everything, so they were there. There was a presence. We go from that to Tommy Dreamer in the back, and he's giving a history of him and RVD. He mentions old companies. I'm not a big fan of the mentioning other companies, but you know, I guess you can't ignore them. But he talks about how pretty much this will be his last time facing RVD. So, you know, I'm okay with that. After seeing the match, I'm okay with that. So we'll get to that in a second. I think it's time as well. You know, the time has passed for these matches to keep happening, but it's nostalgia, right? It's all nostalgia. But all right, so we go from that to Johnny, and he's in the back with Melissa Santos, and he dogs Michael Elgin. He's dogging him. He's just dogging him, and Elgin shows up right behind him. And basically, the theme is they aren't friends, but they're going to work together for common goals. So. Elgin's kind of a lone wolf. He's working with Johnny for kicks, but basically they're selling Elgin like he doesn't need anybody. So, excuse me while I take a sip of my tea, guys. I'm drinking tea. I never drink tea. I'm a coffee guy, but I needed something for the throat. I said I'm doing this show solo. I can't rely on breaks, so I made tea. I had tea. I never make tea. I don't even know why I have to. I think I have tea with my parents visit. I don't know. I'm not a tea guy. I'm a coffee guy. And speaking of that, I get dogged for liking Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Anybody a Dunkin' Donuts fan out there? You know how much I get dogged for liking Dunkin' Donuts? People call it mud water. I love Dunkin' Donuts. I'm not all elitist with the Starbucks and the other fancy stuff. People dog me all day long. My buddy Rob dogs me constantly about it. You know, but he buys the most expensive stuff. Rob, I think, you know, I've talked about Rob before as a filmmaker. You know, he's a big shot, you know, and he's buying all those expensive $18 cups of coffee. I'm a working class guy. I got to work, you know, I gotta buy Dunkin' Donuts. It's affordable. He dogs me for that, though. He says, no, we work at the same place. So you're not, you can't afford expensive coffee. You just choose to drink shit coffee. But I said, no, it's not shit. I like Dunkin' because Dunkin' was there when I didn't have money. So anyway, total rant on the coffee. But hey, you guys want to chime in on the coffee talk, go ahead. But I'm going to take a sip of this peppermint tea with a monk fruit sweetener. Look at me. Listen to me. Jesus, what happened to me? This is what happens when Kyle's not around, guys. Let's keep going here, right? So we go from that. Taya Valkyrie taking on Madison Rayne. Non-title. Title's not on the line. Taya's got that stipulation where she's not defending for 30 days. I think the 30 days is up at the New York tapings, though. But the match was slow. But Taya was great. Taya is a great heel, chicken shit heel character. I think Taya, you know, listen, we've dogged Taya on this podcast. We called her Scumbag of the Week. She called us out on it. She gave me a dirty look in Philly, in the locker room, you know, backstage. She gave me a dirty look because she knew it was me. She was waiting for me to say something, but she didn't say anything. But she knew who I was, and she wanted to dog me in person, but she let me go. But she's dogged us on Twitter. But no, Taya's great, man. She did fantastic. Madison, as I mentioned on Jaybone's podcast and Smash This podcast, I feel that Madison Rayne, her style, well, she's gorgeous. She's got a great look. She's classic TNA wrestling, you know. She's 2008, 2010 style women's wrestling. They've upped the game so much now that I just feel like she's not fitting anymore with the current style. She's, you know, like I said, I was a big Madison Rayne mark. I love Madison Rayne. I thought she was a huge Madison Rayne crush. You know, I was like, oh man, she's gorgeous. But I just think now she's not meshing with any of the girls. I don't know what we can do with Madison Rayne. I think in some way they're trying to make her like the new Gale, kind of like the active veteran. But I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's really going to work, guys. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes with Madison. But it was a slow match. Taya wins with Valhalla, the road to Valhalla. And then Rosemary comes out with Sue on a chain. So she still got Sue on the chain. Sue's reactions, fantastic. The way Sue Young was reacting to being on the chain, mind-blowing. There's a shot where she ties her up in the corner, and I'm right there. And I'm like looking at her like, holy shit. What is going on? She's nuts. But she's great. And then so basically Rosemary stakes her claim against the title, and Taya, don't touch it, and falls out of the ring. She's great. Taya's a heel. Fantastic. Finally, I feel like she's gelling with the La Huera Loca character. This is exactly where a soundbite would go in if Kyle was here. You'd have that La Huera Loca, soundbite that he uses. But we don't have it today. God damn it. But anyway, let's keep going here, guys. This is one of the best skits of the night coming up here. One of the best. The Deaners are at Pat's Steaks having cheesesteaks. And it's hilarious. It's like, Jake's scarf and Cody's like, we gotta train, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. We haven't had women in weeks, and Jake's like, we haven't had a beer in weeks. It's like, basically guilty eyes, right? And he's chomping, and Jake's like, hey man, I got you covered. He pulls out some beer. He's like, we gotta rock and roll and have some fun. And so it was just so funny. They're at the famous Pat's Steaks, which is Pat's and Geno's. If anyone knows Philly. They're the two tourist attraction steakhouses or cheesesteak restaurants in Philadelphia. So they're at Pat's. We went to Pat's one of the nights after the tapings. I had been to Pat's. People wanted to go. Checked out Pat's, but I'm a Tony Luke's guy. Anybody from Philly listening to this? Tony Luke's. That's my thing, guys. But it was hilarious. Jake, me, the acting. Cody's a great actor. Cody's always been. Jake is fantastic. He's pretty young, and he's new to all this. And he's just up the game on the acting. I absolutely love it. I think he's really taking advantage of his opportunity and being featured. So it's awesome. It's good for Jake, man. I think it's the sky's the limit for him. He's got the size, the look, everything. He's good. Another sip of peppermint tea with monk fruit sweetener. Delicious, by the way. God damn, I just started drinking tea. We go from that, guys. Jim Mitchell, the Sinister Minister himself, back in the ECW Arena, confronting Rosemary as she comes through the curtain and basically saying, let's make a deal. And he even references Abyss, which was interesting. He thanks you for taking care of Abyss, in the decay years. So, interesting. He asks for Sue Young, and Rosemary rejects him. And they talk about Father being Kevin Sullivan. So I think we'll get another Kevin Sullivan visual soon. I think it's doable, right? I'd like to see it. It was mind-boggling to see Kevin Sullivan on Impact Wrestling. We've had some crazy cameos, guys. Raven, Kevin Sullivan, I'm missing somebody. But those two alone, that's the disco stuff going on. I mean, who's next? Lance Storm. There's been some really interesting, basically like, it's all the other guys. Like, you want to see them, and they're not. And it's like, hey, cool, they're on TV. That's one thing that they're doing now. Impact's putting them on TV. I like it. And and to their credit, like I said, I'm not a big. I mentioned this earlier too. I'm not a big AEW guy yet. I'm not really into the thing yet. It's not my style really, but I did appreciate that they're using a lot of other guys too. Like Bret Hart came out and put their title out. Things like that. I like that they're using stars like Vince McMahon's not using. It's like, hey, nice. People want to see some of these guys too. Like, I loved seeing Kevin Sullivan on TV. So when Impact brought him out, it was cool as hell. Raven, I popped huge. I haven't seen Raven on TV in years. It was great. I popped. So those things are cool. Those things are real cool. So definitely keep more of that. Please, more of that. I'd like to see more and more of these guys, make little cameos, and just even if it's like a one-time shot, franchise Shane Douglas should walk out, at some point. What the hell? Something, even if it's like he's just passing by. He's in the hallway. Hey, what's going on? Something. Who's a franchiser around here? I don't know. Whatever, something. It'd be cool just for little cameos. It gets people talking. I love it. We go from that, guys, to Eddie Edwards. He's cutting a very distraught promo about Kenny. He's very bummed out. It's his best friend. He's bummed out. I was there for the murder of Kenny. Rest in peace. Again, soundbite opportunity right here would have been perfect. Oh my God, he killed Kenny. Would have been perfect right about here. But no Kyle. No Kyle, no soundbite, guys. So we'll see. Next week is Revenge. It's him and Killer Cross going for revenge. He's going for revenge against Killer Cross. Street fight. That should be fun. That's actually, I'll tell you right now, it is a lot of fun. I was there live. Take it from me, no spoilers. Really, really fun match to watch. We cut to the Rascalz Treehouse segment. Now, before I jump into this, I gotta say, now look at that. We had one match, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4 backstage segments in a row. I think it's too much. I think we got to break that up a little bit. That's a lot of keep in mind that it's in between commercial breaks, Twitch breaks, flashbacks. There's a lot of just non-action on the arena floor at this point. I think we got to fill this time. Even if it's like an in-ring promo, I wouldn't mind that. Just fill this up. But we got to break up some of these segments a little bit. That's a lot of backstage segments in a row. People tend to tune out at that stuff. Even though Twitch numbers were great this week. Twitch numbers were fantastic. They added a lot of, the viewership was good. They added a lot of new subscribers. It's a good Twitch week, but imagine if there was more action going on in the arena, people would stay tuned in even longer. So, just one man's opinion. We cut to the Rascalz Treehouse. They're bummed out. They couldn't get it done last week. They were embarrassed. We couldn't train. We suck. And basically the answer was a little smoky smoke. They get the smoke out. This is what they needed. It's almost like spinach for Popeye. They get the smoke out, and they're killing it on the training. They're all over. They're ready. Ready for the tag team title match, guys. They are ready. And it was just hilarious. The Rascalz, there's a playlist on Impact Wrestling's YouTube channel of Rascalz segments. Just go in there, hit play, guys. Watch them all. These guys are a trip. They're a total trip, what they do. I love them. I never get bored watching them. They're so funny. They're so good at what they do. All right. We cut over that to that. We cut from that to this peppermint tea must have something in it. I'm stumbling. LAX taking on the North. I'm not sure if the tag belts are on the line. I don't think so. But this was a great match because these are 4 amazingly talented individuals. This is tag team wrestling by the manual right here. One of the 2 of the best tag teams in the world, hands down. My problem with this, way too soon for the North to be getting this match. And they shouldn't be losing clean, especially Josh getting pinned. I don't get it. I don't see the logic in this at all. Why the North and LAX feud should have been built. I would have been. I built this to New York. I didn't want this in Philly. I want this to be built up. I know the North is involved in some other stuff, but this is too soon for this match to be taking place. I don't know. I think you could have held off. You could have put somebody else here in the spot. You can just have the Deaners go out. Have the Deaners go out against LAX. Make a little back and forth. Cody can take the pin. It's fine. Everybody stays strong that way. It's good. You didn't need the North in this, though. That's what throws me off. So I don't know. I don't know if it kills some credibility for the North at this point, but we'll see. Disco Inferno, Glenn Gilbernetti, as Vince Russo likes to call him. It's hilarious. Gilbernetti. I don't know why. It is funny when people call him Glenn Gilbernetti. He comes out. He's cutting a promo about how he wants to do an exhibition match. He's the disco thing's been. I've seen such a mixed reaction to his presence. Winning the women's battle royal, to basically harassing the women. People are taking this very, very seriously. They're not happy about this at all, and they're letting it. I mean, some are. Not everybody. Some people are just really taking it hard, and they're not getting the tongue-in-cheek humor on all this. I think it's hilarious. I'm a big fan of this guy. I think he's brilliant. If you really listen to some of his interviews and podcasts he does, the guy's brilliant. He gets the psychology of his business really well. And exemplified here, he took on Ashley Vox. She's a rookie. I think she's in a tag team called Sea Stars. Somebody told me SEA, Sea Stars, with her sister, I believe. I'm not sure if she's local to Philly, but basically she was out there. And Disco said he's going to have an exhibition, and he's gonna commentate his own match while he does it. And it was hilarious. It was just funny. He beat the crap out of her, though. I mean, he was going hard, but he was funny on the mic to the point where Tessa Blanchard runs out, makes the save. Mind you, and I love this. I was on Smash's podcast. I said, and Jaybone, the host there, I was like, "Whoa, Jaybone, you missed one of the biggest points of this match." And he goes, "What happened?" And I said, "Tessa running out in those heels. Did you see those heels she ran out in? Guys, those are like 9-inch platforms. Those rings were nuts. She ran on some wicked heels, made the save. It was impressive. She's already an impressive athlete. That's athleticism right there, guys. I don't know how she did it. No idea. But she runs off Disco, and we got a match. Basically, it's going to be set up. It's going to be Disco and Tessa Blanchard coming up next week. I think it's fun, man. It's again, people are weird about it, but I think this has been built really well, especially the way Disco's been acting. So I think it's been done really well. We get a 4-way X Division match. This was short. That's my beef with it. This was a very short match, but it was Ace Austin, Dez, Rohit Raju, and Petey Williams. Amazing match. This is an X Division personified match. It just didn't get time to get to the second gear. Dez pins Rohit to take the win on this. I disagreed with the finish, and don't call me biased, because you know me and Rohit we were boys. They see bros. But I feel like they just came off a couple of wins with momentum. Why is he taking the pin? Dez didn't need that. I mean, you didn't have to have Dez in this match. They have a tag team title match next week. Why is Dez even in this solo match? I didn't get why he was. I think he needed. I mean, you could have put anybody else in this. You didn't have to put Dez in this. And Rohit could have won. It would have been a nice little add-on to the win streak they're on, especially with the direction they're going with the feuds they're setting up with the Deaners and everything. So I don't know. Psychologically, this match didn't make sense, and I feel like you missed an opportunity to make it make sense. So just personal opinion again, but I think they missed an opportunity for it. But we go from that, guys, to let's see, the main event. We're here at the main event now. Now this is, for nostalgic purposes, RVD and Dreamer in the ECW arena. I mean, come on. 16-year-old me. No, God, 14-year-old me. 95 is when I started watching ECW. So, yeah, a little bit later, RVD. So, dude, 15-year-old me in, 96 would never have thought I could finally see this match in the ECW arena. Now, nostalgically, it's everything I wanted. Match-wise, it wasn't great. I don't think it was. I think Tommy is. I love Tommy Dreamer. Don't get me wrong. When he came around, high five, and I put my hand out. I love Tommy Dreamer. But he didn't have it. I think he's slower, and he's older. Of course, he's beat up. I think he's lost a bit of a step. But at this point, RVD is still competitive. He's still pretty athletic. It slows down RVD at this point. And I just felt like it was just a nostalgic match. It didn't have much value in terms of a match. But Tommy tries. I just wasn't a big fan of it. I think we could have done some more with this, but with a different opponent. But I get why they did it. Absolutely 200% get why they did it. But RVD takes the win on this one. And the North attacks both of them. Huge for the North to get involved here in the middle of it. Moose even runs in. And then they're brawling, they're beating up the old timers, and lights out. And, look, if you're an ECW guy, this only means one thing. You could see me popping because I waited my childhood to see this moment in the ECW arena. Lights out, they come back, Sabu's posing, chair in hand. It was fantastic. It was a big brawl. His wife, Super Genie, was there. Just chaos. Pure chaos. A lot of fun. Seeing Sabu, RVD, and Tommy Dreamer standing tall in the ECW arena. While I don't agree with them going over, making the North look weak, it was obviously a heel face thing. But man, in that arena, pretty nostalgic. I gotta say, pretty cool. And listen, I'm not overthinking it. It is pro wrestling. I just want some psychology. That's all. And in this case, totally it makes sense. It's more of a business move, and it works. But totally fun. If you're an ECW mark like I was growing up, this was everything I wanted to see, and I'm so glad I got to see it live, front row. So that was cool, guys. It was a fun episode. Stay tuned. There's more, and there's more good stuff coming. You're really gonna dig the rest, and I assure you're really gonna like what you see. So definitely stay tuned on Twitch and Pursuit for all that. So that was it, guys. That was the May 24th edition of Impact Wrestling. So definitely leave your comments about that. Let me read a few YouTube comments. I know we usually do this at the beginning. And, I've been bummed. Kyle's hasn't been here. We haven't really done. I did some last week, but I'm going to do them at the end over here and just wrap up a few. So this is regarding last week's episode. So we're going to just jump in here real quick. And let's see what we got here, guys. Let's see all right, here we go. James St. Patrick says, first off, whatever the draw is going through, that's Kyle. We hope that Kyle will stay encouraged and don't let life break you, bro. Scumbag life matters. That's a great comment. His 5 quick hitters. TMZ, bro, that's me. You did well going lone wolf and giving us loungers a strong 35 minutes of content. I think it was 36 there, James. Just give me an extra minute. You must have to look at your Impact Lounge blue. You must have taken your Impact Lounge blue pill. No blue pill needed, sir. No way. Ask the hot blonde in the front row. Great job. Number 2, fire RVD. He needs to rest in peace. Somebody's not a fan. Number 3, yeah, TMZ, I saw you in the front row on Impact. But the real fan was the hot blonde sitting next to you. Was that a Hemi groupie fan? I guess you could say she is. She is. She's lovely. She's definitely a Hemi groupie, but only my groupie. Number 4, Disco should be scumbag of the week for not showing you love. I agree. Next time, let the door slam on that big nose he has. Number 5, Rosemary is a great character, but since her injury, she's lost a step in the ring. She needs to be in better ring shape. Old school Rosemary was a lot smaller and more agile before the injury. Going backwards here, yes. She actually got a lot of rude comments this week from fans who were giving her a hard time. And she commented about that, and it's been tough for her. She's trying to get her weight back down, she was saying, and she was pretty bummed at some of the reactions she got, but she's staying strong. But yeah, I agree. The knee injury took her out. She hasn't been the same, 100%. She has not been as limber as she used to be. I hope she gets back to it. I really do, because she's great. The Disco is scumbag of the week. What a scumbag! Yeah, that's my own little soundbite. Let's see here. So yeah, guys, keep looking. Yeah, I love that you guys call me TMZ. I forgot who started that, but I love it. It's great. I think, James, did you start that? Maybe you did. But cool. So thank you, James, for that comment. Great comment. Let's see here. Malcolm Lloyd, new name, saying, love Impact Wrestling this week. Well, I always love Impact Wrestling. The Cross versus Edwards match was good. More on the psychological side. Seeing Eddie's reaction to Kenny being snapped in half was on point. Totally, man. You would have thought a real person was dying. It was pretty interesting. I mean, Eddie again, another guy who's upped his acting game since signing on. All right. Thank you for that, Malcolm. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. Jamie Wisner says, yes, the spot where Sue Young and Rosemary spat their mist before the match was shown on TV. Yes, thank God. And it was shown on. It looked so cool live when they both spit their mist at the same time. Really, really fun. Ace Austin versus Malcolm Lloyd also says, Ace Austin versus Rich Swann. I'm waiting to see that match. We all are. Absolutely. I think he's going to be the one he should be the one to take that title off him. All right. Humble Beast. This is the Beast commenter, guys. Humble Beast been killing it with these comments. Let's see. As for Impact, you're 100% right about Madman Fulton's match. Fulton beat the shot out of Randy. Man, WWE really wasn't using Swann right. Swann has shown us nothing but skills since day one. Really, he's like AJ Styles. He's not as technical as AJ, but he can put on a great match with anyone. I said the same thing. I told him, I said, Rich, you're like AJ Styles with a better tan. And he laughed. Me and Rich are boys. I love Rich Swann. He's one of my favorite people, man. I really, really... Seeing Rich Swann... If you ever at an indie show and Rich Swann's on, or an Impact show, talk to him. You'll feel great talking to Rich Swann. He makes you feel good. He really does. Finally, Impact commentators are giving names to moves the wrestlers are using. Wasn't I saying that? Wasn't I saying that, guys? Non-branded moves. I swear to God, Josh Matthews, I know you're listening to this. Please tell me if you are. Please. Make us the official podcast of Impact Wrestling. I'm asking you. I know you're listening. You weren't saying Daisy right until I started calling it out here. You weren't branding moves. Now everybody's getting a branded move. Who was saying all that? There's other little things, guys, that have been coached. I know Taya listens. Taya, Champ, I know you're listening. Maybe you're telling Josh. Maybe you're the mole. Somebody's telling Josh Matthews. Whoever's in charge, make us the official podcast. Come on. I know this is a solo show. Usually I got a co-host with me. He's full of sound bites and asshole comments, but he's not here today. But guys, come on. Impact, please. You don't have a consistent podcast. Let us be that consistent podcast. We can do it for you. Let's see what else we say here, Humble Beast. Let's see. Don is naming the big moves by the wrestlers. Yes. Thumbs down to Disco for no selling your kindness towards him. I know. Scumbag of the week. I couldn't believe it. Disco Scumbag of the week. That's what Humble Beast says. Total scumbag move. Come on, man. Hurts my feelings. Been a fan of this guy for 25 years. Let's see. Sorry for the wheezing. I'm still a little sick, guys, from last week. A little wheezing. Yeah, you guys probably hear that. I don't know what's going on with me. Sorry. My apologies if you hear the wheezing. Last thing, I really like the way Kyle did the comments from the bowels of the school basement the other week. Kyle, you can add a little old school rap music to the background each time y'all read the comments. I like that idea. Humble Beast, I'm an old school rap guy. You know, I'm 37 years old. I like the old stuff. I grew up on Eazy-E. I grew up on Dr. Dre, Ice Cube. You know, NWA, Slick Rick, Old LL Cool J, Eric B. and Rakim, Public Enemy, the Fat Boys. You know, that's stuff I grew up on. Okay, but yeah, dude, I agree. Kyle's into that stuff too. He's down. The kid knows his stuff. But he's the magic. He's the computer man. I don't know that stuff. I can't add it this week. So next week on, hopefully he's back. He'll add some of that background music. Leave a request. Who do you want to hear? You want to hear Cool Mo D? We'll put Cool Mo D. You know, you want to hear a Too Short? We'll put Too Short. Hopefully you're talking that old, because that's the stuff I like. All right? Let's get a couple more in here, guys. Let's see. Ethan Thompson says, what annoyed me about the Knockouts Battle Royal is one, Glenn Gilberti won, and two, traditional Impact Battle Royal rules is that it turns into a one-on-one when the last two are in the ring, but it didn't. I guess those rules can always change, right? Right, Ethan? I mean, they're never standard. You know, that always depends on whatever it is, whichever way you need it to work for you. But Glenn winning has story behind it. It leads to something, as you're seeing. So be patient with that. Definitely, as you see, it's leading to something. Glenn, I love about Glenn is that he never minds taking being the brunt of jokes. So that's great. Richard Cartilage. First of all, Elgin versus Swann match was excellent. Second, I recognize the cool bearded guy in the front row, but I can't think where from. I wonder who that guy is. Richard, I wonder who that is. Guys, take your screenshots and send them over to We Talk Impact on Twitter. See, I'd love to be flooded with screenshots of myself. How vain does that sound? But take your screenshots, tweet them to We Talk Impact, at We Talk Impact. Let me know how you're watching. You're hanging out with me in the front row. Or maybe you just want to hang out the cube blind next to me. Well, either way, send a screenshot in. Let's see here. A couple more, guys. Let's see here. Humble Beast, again. So TMZ, YouTube posted some kind of notice on my channel, basically saying to be respectful and stuff like that. As of now, the notice is not on my channel anymore. I guess they warned me because I wasn't nice with my comments about Kyle and RVD. I'm not sure. I'm not sure either. What the hell are you talking about? That they do that? I didn't even know they did that. So, shit, be truthful, man. I didn't know they even censor people anymore. Ethan Thompson, one more thing. What's with everyone hating the high effing show RVD in the comments last week? LOL. I don't know, man. He came off like a prick. I don't know if it was, I'm guessing it was character, but holy shit, he was rough. Doctrine of Mayhem. I really like this episode of Impact. They did a great job with the 500 fans that were there. Yes, there were. Those goddamn reports that came out the day after, false. Place was packed. It looked good to me on TV, Impact Plus. The main event will definitely be match of the year contender if Elgin doesn't top this one. I know he'll top this with anybody. Referring to the Elgin and Swann match. I agree, man. I think this this needs to be a match of the year contender. No, I wish it was a clean finish, but it was fine. Nobody cared. Whoopsie. I love the Elgin Swan match. I wasn't expecting much, but they delivered. I think that's everybody, man. I loved that they didn't hit their finishers. They just hit their signatures, and both got a near fall. I also love that it wasn't a clean finish because both come out strong with momentum. Elgin should now be number 18 in line instead of 20. Wow, Whoopsie. Good comment. Digging it. And good perspective on the non-clean finish. I like it. Let's see here. Anderson Foster, another new one. He says, great job, Trent. That show was great, and Impact is killing it. Main event is why I watch Impact, and Hogan, it started to become a champion lady. I don't know what's maybe some typos there. I get what you're saying, though. Thanks, Anderson. Appreciate that. Charles Tinsley says, I really hope Killer Cross and Impact can work out whatever issues they have into a productive relationship. Me too, man. Me too. I don't fear people leaving. Because it's just the nature of the business. But I'd love to have him stay. I think he's featured right. And I hope this AEW craze doesn't just make everybody think they should go there without a weekly show just yet. Look, real sidebar on the AEW thing. I need to see how they write week to week episodically. Right now it's just featured shows once a month and everybody's going nuts. We got to see how they do, guys. We got to see how they write this week to week. But like a case like Killer Cross, I wonder if he's just looking at it like, I want to get out and go there. I hope not. I really hope not. Let's see here. What else we got here, guys? J-Rock Freak says, I really agree. The segment of the Doctor, he liked it as well because it also helps with storylines as well as being something different. And when it comes to the North, at times, Impact seems to have a pacing problem, especially with storylines. Yeah, I agree, man. I thank you. I'm glad you picked up on the Doctor, too. I like that. I think he gave some credibility, for sure. Let's see here. AK Infinity says, on the Swan AJ note, he says, yo, that Swan Elgin match was a classic. Swan is approaching AJ Styles levels for me. I think so, man. I really do. It's time. It's absolutely time. Bill Mack, you're my boy, dude. You're first to listen to both of my podcasts, this one and Backstage Boys, and give me a shout. I really appreciate that. He says, Rolando is just funny to watch each week he's on. I agree. The feud, hopefully, between Cross and Edwards is going to be good. Love watching Cross play mind games with Eddie Edwards. Never got to see the end of the main event as Pursuit showed 25 minutes of commercials rather than go back to the Impact broadcast. They really need to do something about Pursuit. Bill, I hope you were able to watch it on Impact Plus. Guys, don't forget, you can still download the app for free, and there's a free version. You can watch a lot of content for free. So definitely download Impact Plus and watch. Bill, I hope you're able to see it because that match was amazing. But, yeah, from what I understand, the rumors are that they're looking for a new partner in the fall, and they might have something. So, my guess, WGN America. That's my guess. I hope it is WGN. We'll see. What Pursuit is not working out. It was just a parking spot. They need to park the show somewhere so it's still on broadcast while they focus efforts on Twitch, because Twitch is good. So, all right, man, what else we got here? Hakeem Fullerton. He says, this is a random question, but if you guys had to choose a match or matches from the TNA or current Impact era that deserve a 5-star rating, what matches would you choose and why? Here's his 5. Alex Shelley versus Chris Sabin, Genesis 09. AJ versus Abyss, Lockdown 05. Kurt versus Desmond Wolfe, Turning Point 09. Mickey James versus Tara in a Steel Cage, 2011 episode of Impact. Moose and the North versus the Rascalz from Rebellion this year. And Michael Elgin versus Swan from this past episode of Impact. Hakeem, as I told you, this was a hard question for me. A real tough question. I don't know what I would choose. There's so many. You've named some great ones in there. I really loved Sammy and Pentagon from last year's anniversary. Was one of my favorite matches of all time in Impact history. Let me leave it at that one. I mean, there's other ones, I could say the 3-way Joe, AJ, Daniels, that gets a lot, but I love the Triple X and America's Most Wanted Steel Cage match where Elix Skipper walked the cage. There's so many. I mean, Kurt Angle versus Anderson, where he did that in the cage, Lockdown 2010. Holy crap, man! There's just so much. There's a lot. But Keem, thanks very much, guys. Jump in on his post there, man. Keem, put another one up this on this video. Throw another one up, a poll for some favorite stuff. You know, why not? Let's get that conversation going. Let's see here. Card Nation says, I get why people are frustrated at Elgin cut in line, and I probably would have had him swap spots with Killer Cross, but while Elgin's promos are awful, he's such a good wrestler that I don't mind it as opposed to some mediocre ex-WWE mid-carder cutting in line just looking for a payday. Totally. These guys are at the level where I'm branding them Impact originals at that point. I mean, not originals, but Impact guys. They're new enough to the business and not overexposed that this is where their home feels, for me. Let's see here, guys. I'll do two more. Okay, how about that? Dave Valentine, bring back the Knockouts tag team titles. I think we need a couple more Knockouts first. Maybe even a special Twitch show just for the Knockouts. Right now, I'd like to hold off from that. Let's see what else we got here, guys. Let's see. Kobe Cooper, Cage is going to have a long run. So if you have Moose and Cross have a title match against him now and they lose, where does that leave them? Elgin can lose at Slammiversary and then feud with Rich Swann or Willie Mack. There's no point in having Moose or Cross just lose another title match at this point. I agree, man. You can't. I feel like it shouldn't have happened even. You just can't do it. So keep them strong. These are important guys. So, one more from Bill Mack. I want to read this one here. Great solo outing for you, Trent. Too bad Kyle or the Professor weren't able to be on the show with you. I just did the Professor show, guys. Check it out. Smash this podcast on YouTube. I did a live, it was a live video with the Professor. So check that out. Subscribe to his channel. Jaybone's the man, dude. We all love Jaybone. All right. He says, if Impact would just double down on making Explosion a secondary show on Twitch, it could showcase newer talent or newly established talent. Didn't like Disco winning the Battle Royal, even though I know it's for heel heat. Love the slow build of Madman Fulton. RVD looked rough on TV the other night in his interview. I could have sworn he was drunk wearing those shades. I think it was just high. But Explosion, free on Twitch on Wednesdays, I believe. And free on the Impact Plus app. So, I agree, man. Let's make Explosion something cool. Instead of it being one match, one behind-the-ring segment, and then one flashback, we can make Explosion something way cooler if the talent's already there. So, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a rebranding of Explosion a little bit. I think it's due in due time. So, but guys, that's it. I so many comments. Just for my solo outings, that's humbling, guys. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Guys, give me some feedback on something. You want comments at the beginning? Or you want comments at the end to wrap it up? How do you guys like that? I did the end today. Let me know how you guys like it. Is it better at the beginning or at the end? You guys like me just jumping into the review, or you like the comments to buffer it and a bit first? So let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But that's going to do it, guys. Again, a solo outing. I appreciate all the love and feedback. You guys are great. Let's get some plugs over here. You guys can find this podcast wherever podcasts are found. Type in Total Nonstop Impact on Apple, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, and Spotify. Rate, review, subscribe, everybody. We appreciate all the ones so far. We're starting to really get some traction on iTunes. So if you guys are downloading on iTunes, subbing, and rating, it means the world. So we appreciate that. We're starting to really see a lot more on iTunes now, which is great. Definitely, yeah, guys, connect with us there. Our social media. Go to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All three. Type in We Talk Impact, all one word. We come right up. Give the page a like. Find us. Go to YouTube. Type in Total Nonstop Impact. Give us a sub. We're not posting much there. Most of our stuff, as you're listening to a lot of times, is on the Impact Lounge channel. So go to the search. Type in Impact Lounge. Subscribe to the Impact Lounge. Connect with us. We literally answer every comment on the videos we do. We respond to everything. We even read them off on the show as you guys hear it here. So definitely subscribe to all the pages. Connect with us on all these things, guys. We want to talk to you. So definitely connect and let us know. Let us know what you think. Give us all the feedback. Give me all the feedback on the solo stuff. I try to be humorous alone. Hopefully I pulled it off. But But that'll do it, guys. That's the whole wrap up. Don't forget to also follow me at Vanilla Joke on Instagram and Twitter. Vanilla Joke. Kyle is KL_TNI, so follow him. And again, follow Jaybone5150 on Twitter and smash this podcast. So take a look at him. I'm thinking if I'm forgetting anything else. Am I forgetting anything else? Let's do it, guys. I'm off to Austin, Texas soon. Wish me luck. If there's any Impact talent you want a soundbite from, take a look at the AEW Pro social media. See who's down there. Tell me who you want a soundbite from. I'm going to get Jake. I think I'm going to get Jake. Cousin Jake. That's my guy. I'm going to aim for Jake. If you want somebody else, let me know, guys. And we'll do it from there. But it's going to be a busy week, guys, coming up. So pray for me. Give me a shout. Give me some good vibes because let me tell you guys. That's I got the schedule. I go to Austin, Texas on Thursday. We run an AEW show Friday. I come back Saturday. I go to LA on Sunday to be with family. I come back midnight on Wednesday. Thursday I got a band practice. Then my band Hemi, located at hemimusic.com, at hemimusic on Instagram and Twitter. The official music of Impact Rebellion pay-per-view. Come on, our song Decay, Impact Rebellion pay-per-view song. Hemi is playing a gig on Friday. But not only that, I play guitar in another band called Toxic Rocket. We're playing the same night. 2 bands, same night. I'm playing both. I got a crazy 10 days coming up. So wish me luck. Give me all the good vibes you can, guys. Give me a follow on Instagram or Twitter. Twitter mostly. Vanilla Joke. Connect with me up there. So that should do it, guys. Connect with the podcast. Rate, review, subscribe, everything. I think I named it all. I think I got everything on there. Thanks for joining me solo. I appreciate it. Under an hour, right? 47 minutes, 10 seconds. That's right now. Guys, thank you very much. We'll be back next week. I hope Kyle's back. Tweet the podcast at We Talk Impact and tell Kyle you want him back on the show. Tell him where the hell have you been, Kyle. Tweet it there and tweet it at KL_TNI. That's his. And tag me in it too. Tell Kyle you want him back. You're sick and tired of this crap where he's not on and Trent's running solo, even though I think I did a pretty good job this week. But tell him you want him back anyway. So, guys, thanks again. We appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys next week. Oh, and then I'll be back with a Philly wrap-up with the hot blonde, the Hemi groupie, Nurse Nicole in the front row. We'll do a Philly wrap-up after that. All right, guys. Talk to you next week. See ya.